Welcome back to the Star Wars collection, my Star Wars collection. First off, I have to actually apologise. The last video cut off very early, and I was just about to go on to say we're going to go through the Laserdiscs, the comics, and a few other things before we finally wrap up the Star Wars collection. So, very sorry about that. But this episode, all about the Laserdiscs. Now, I'm going to do this episode in two parts. So, I'm going to do the early release Laserdiscs, and then a later release, and then I'll do the special editions on a separate video, so you'll have a two-part Laserdisc. And for anybody who doesn't know what Laserdisc is, I've got a few Laserdiscs in my collection, and I'm going to do a separate Laserdisc review of the whole thing. So if you want to check out what Laserdiscs are currently, head over to Culture Dog. He has a great review and a great write-up, and they're great videos, which, you know, I'll do my collection after the Star Wars. But for now, Laserdisc, Star Wars. This is the first, earliest pressing I have, and I only have the original Star Wars film as this early release title. It's a full screen release, which means I actually get to see it in really good detail. A lot more detail than the widescreen release version of this. It is the 1992 re-release, or re-release, sorry. This was released back in 1989 and 1986. They had a problem with it. Check out Culture Dog again if you want to hear more about that. But the problem was resolved for this pressing, which is in, you know, full screen, but it still is nice because it's as close to the theatrical version that I'm going to get of the original film, albeit in full frame. And it's great. It looks really nice. For those of you who want to see what a Laserdisc looks like, I'll show the art after I just give you a quick flash of a Laserdisc. That's what it is. It's a giant CD or a giant DVD or a giant Blu-ray. 12 inches, just like a vinyl record, which is one of the attractions to Laserdisc, is the size of the artwork, which is based on the American cover here. And on the back, you've got the write-up of the story, the cast, and the film, and what a technical marvel it was at the time, with a few pictures here, and it's released by Fox Video. The next one was released, now there were loads of releases, and if you head over to Nathan P. Butler, he's got a lot more Laserdiscs, and he can show you a lot more releases for Star Wars. My next release is A New Hope, the Faces edition, and it was released in 1995, just the same with the VHS set. Here's the front cover. It was a three movie release, but not as a box set for these. They were just a single edition. 2 discs though, so it's a nice gatefold. They've all been THX'd now, and the gatefold looks beautiful. I mean, you've got a lovely picture of Vader and Ben Kenobi in there. You've got a write-up about the film and the process of how it was made, and the chapters there, and that is just gorgeous. The back pictures now are quite intriguing, actually, because if you look, these back pictures, there are a couple where I don't actually remember seeing that picture or that picture in the film. These two pictures are more production stills than anything. So, and you've also got the interview with George Lucas, which lasts about 5-10 minutes, and it talks about why he's releasing these now, this particular disc on Laserdisc, why he's re-releasing these films and THXing them. He goes on to talk about how the prints are actually just falling apart, and he needs to, you know, do these up now or they'll lose them forever. The second one, of course, Empire Strikes Back. You know, notice how there's no episode 5, episode 6. It just simply says The Empire Strikes Back. This is as close to the original trilogy in the highest quality that you'll actually find. Now, they did re-release these back in 2006 on DVD, but they're actually taken from not this set, but a set before it from 1993, from the Laserdisc Master anyway. So the DVD doesn't really offer any better quality than the Laserdisc will, because it's upscaled, which is what your TV's doing it if you're watching it on a high definition TV. So these really, although they have got a bit of DNR on it, and again we'll go into that when I go into the Laserdisc reviews, But these are really the best way if you want to watch the original trilogy in the original format, you know, VHS or best quality Laserdisc. And the pictures on the back there, again, there's a few here that are production stills and they're not actually taken from the movie itself. Interview goes on to say about the impact Star Wars had, and of course they would do a sequel and he wasn't going to direct it, and you know, why are they doing this set THX now? Well, this is in preparation for a special edition set that they want to do in a few years time, which we'll go into in the next video. There's Return of the Jedi cover with Yoda, and a lovely shot there of Vader and Luke and the Emperor, and of course you open it up and look at that, it's a beautiful shot of the Death Star and a cruiser, and you got the right up there. All the Faces editions are just beautifully recreated on Laserdisc, all THX'd, and they actually don't look too bad. The DNR that I mentioned before, that I'll go into detail later, it's not that bad actually on these sets. If you configure your TV and play with the settings, it's actually pretty good, and I do enjoy watching these quite a lot. And the interview with Leonard Moulton on this one hints at the prequels, and this is 1995, and he's already hinting about 5 years down the road. Obviously that's when they started pre-production on the Phantom Menace, which is the next Laserdisc we talk about. The Phantom Menace sadly only ever got released on Laserdisc in Japan in 2000. It was a very late release, and it just fizzled out in America and the UK by now, so Laserdisc was gone. But in Japan, Laserdisc is still booming, and it got its release in the year 2000. So this is the only way, effectively, to watch the theatrical version in the highest quality for the Phantom Menace, which is pretty cool if you like to see theatrical versions of these films. THX'd again, and it just really looks good. And you know what, it's even better, the sound trumps the Blu-ray, the DVD, and obviously the VHS release. It is really nice to listen to. If you're watching it though, you want to pump up your brightness to 3 to 5 steps, because the Japanese releases have darker black levels, which mean the picture looks like it's got more depth to it, but it is darker, so you need to brighten them up. And a lot of people have complained about the picture quality on this to say that it actually is kind of murky and not very good. That's because you've got the wrong settings on your TV, and it's a Japanese release. Their black levels are different. So if you ever watch this, if you're a Star Wars fan, get into Laserdisc, because Laserdisc and Star Wars has an interesting history. And in the next episode, we're going to go into a lot deeper onto the special editions. There's 2 gorgeous box sets to look at, so look out for that video, and I'll take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.